All right, everybody, get ready, get set. Frosty Faustings 14 is bringing you the top 24 action of Guilty Gear Accent Core Plus R. I am Raph. With me is Scrub Lord Zega, and we got 24 of the finest Guilty Gear players in the United States here slugging out to get these top 8 spots. Are you ready for the amazing matches we're about to see?
Oh, I'm so excited. I was just commentating pools, and now I have the luxury of commentating like top 24. It's going to be nuts. I saw some upsets in pools alone, so the people that got out are just complete monsters.
Oh, definitely. They are no slouches, and we're going to start off with like a heavy one. The runner of Frosty Faustings themselves, the pride and joy of Chicago, Alvin Shadow, going up against West Coast Hirsch. We're going to see Faust versus Venom, but this is one matchup you know Alvin Shadow knows. Their training partner, Black Snake, one of the best Venoms to ever grace the character. Let's see how this match goes. Let's start it out in game number 1.
All right, let's hear it. And we're off to a great start. It looks like Venom already has Alvin Shadow cornered. And looks like Alvin Shadow got a good counter hit. There goes the burst. And you definitely want Venom to get a lot of space on the screen with this matchup because, you know, the balls are really good at cornering Faust's movement.
Oh, good enough to force the burst on Alvin Shadow, but then the scalpel pull from full screen gets the hard knockdown. Pogo's out, but the ball stops the force break. And this is looking good for Hirsch, who's got a great control of the match so far.
Yeah, he really does. And that's one thing you were talking earlier about Black Snake being his training Pokemon, which is true. He's been fighting Black Snake, which is one of the best Venoms for years. But the thing is, when you fight another, like the same character, but from a different player, Guilty Gear is such a diverse game that, you know, you might say, oh, hey, he's going to, you know, I'm used to Black Snake doing all these things to Venom, and then he's going to do something completely different.
That's true. So we're seeing Alvin try to make these adjustments. Has a small life lead here. Just from the hard work of the round, no throw, so good for Alvin Shadow. He's going to get that pressure into heavy slash. Takes the first round. Alvin Shadow strikes first blood.
Yes, very nice. I don't know how he has time to compete and run this wonderful event, but right now it looks like he's adapting really quickly. That's one thing that Alvin Shadow's just always been good at. I mean, being a veteran in the game like him, I mean, oh man, it's not looking good already.
I like that 2K just to kind of force the burst out, see what comes out of it. Really good for Alvin Shadow to turn around. Hirsch had a good momentum for round number 1. And he has momentum here, putting on some pressure. Gets the QB, getting the hit off of there and just getting knocked down, forcing the burst out of Alvin Shadow. But Alvin Shadow is still with a big life lead.
Yeah, he's got the burst, but now he's up in the corner, and he's going to have to hold this pressure. He needs to get out, but the thing is, Alvin has that meter, which is available for Force Break, EX Pogo, but, ooh, that's a really smooth instant air dash out.
Yeah, managed to make the escape. Caught Alvin Shadow kind of looking, but it's still really good for Alvin Shadow. Doesn't have to overextend. Has this big life lead where just any trades will work out so well. About to finish it with the cross-up, there it is. Game 1, Alvin Shadow.
Yeah. Venom's going to have to make a pretty big adjustment here. What do you think that Venom needs to do to like keep Alvin out? How does he deal with Force Break Pogo? How does he deal with like, you know, just that super jump floatiness that like Faust is known for?
I mean, there's, you know, you have so many ball setups to choose from, but the hard part is like if you put out stuff that's going to keep out the air, Faust can just claw under it and do so well. It's just going to be being a bit more active and just really like getting ready with on deck with like the 6Ps, jumping into Faust with deep jumps just to be able to get some blocks.
Yeah, well, let's see if he has it in him. Right now, he seems to be doing a pretty good job. He's kind of making an adaptation with those vertical charge up balls, but the thing about those is that he has to stand in place to get the charge for that.
Yeah, man. No real big anti-airs from Hirsch, so he's kind of getting hurt by it. Gets caught by the air unblockable going my way, and Alvin Shadow's going to take that round, 1 round away from making it to top 8. These are all starting out the top 8 qualifiers of these players here who made it out of their pools earlier.
Yes, very nice. It's definitely no shame in losing to Alvin, but it's still not over yet. Another thing about Faust that's super interesting is just the items, the RNG and everything. Got to pay really close attention to that. And that's a huge problem for Venom, especially if Faust like gets meteors, because he's already gotten it once this match.
Yeah. I mean, Alvin Shadow's RNG can be really good sometimes. We've only seen a little bit of poison. 4 straight pogo, nice 6P. We're seeing a little bit more anti-airs there from Hirsch, and it's been helping out a little bit.
Very nice. And looks like he's trying to bank on the dive kick. It's kind of hard for Faust to anti-air that just because of the active frames, and the follow-up is invuln.
Okay, extension after the unblockable. They're going my way, does it? Alvin Shadow makes top 8 once again at his own event here at Frosty Faustings.
Man, in 2022, no less, we're still playing Plus R, and we have so many entrants. Like I said, there's just like tons of killers, and this is one of the, this is such a huge Plus R event. It might be the biggest Plus R event of 2022.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're only in January.
Right.
But over 200 people came through to Chicago, not just for any old Guilty Gear, but for Guilty Gear Accent Core Plus R. Being able to play this game online with such good netcode, the community's just been popping off as more adjustments have been added to the game. The experience has been just getting better and better over time. Like now it has like huge lobbies you can join where you just get matched up with random people. It's so cool just having that ready to get from the go. But little things too, just not even like the net play, but you have like the review feature.
Right.
You can go back and look at your matches and stop it and replay it and put yourself back in the shoot, try stuff out. There's so many cool features that are available and make it so accessible. Where, 10 years ago, you'd be like, there's only way to play is either getting it on a console, hope you have a scene, and that's really it. But the door's been open, and it's why you've seen that resurgence.
Yeah, that's the truth. 10 years ago, I was driving an hour to go to my local, but now you can just hop on the computer. And I thought Strive would slow Plus R down, but it totally hasn't. It's more alive and thriving than it's ever been.
That's right. Speaking of Thrive, we've got 2 amazing players here. Wukash coming through with the gear onto your Baiken. Amazing just player overall, super nice dude. Put out so much content for the game and is just really knowledgeable out there. But his opponent's going to be the one and only Digital Watches. She's coming out of the Pacific Northwest, repping Axel, but her own flavor. She loves playing Axel in Guilty Gear where she can just rush down, go ham. And you'll see that here where, Axel, it's the zoning character. It's the character that keeps a distance and plays that game. No, the way Digital Watches, she brings it in. She is just full all in, making you guess, making you have to hold that. So we're going to see that style. It's going to be fun to see how Wukash delivers against it.
The grab is so fast in this game from Axel, and Wukash is just such a talented player, because to know more than one character in this game, that requires just a huge amount of skill.
Yeah, having both on tournament levels, no joke. The Clash just started out, and Digital Watches gets first hit.
Yeah, and it's interesting that Wukash went with Baiken. I imagine that Tatami works really well against Axel, just because, you have the counters to get out, of course, but just Tatami and approaching, because it's a projectile, Axel can't exactly throw his normals, needlessly, because, she gets a lot of damage from those counter hits.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Digital Watches getting the first punish. So now, Wukash with no burst loses the round. Digital Watches looking really good here.
Yeah, Digital Watch is definitely in the driver's seat. But right now, Wukash has her in the corner, and we were talking about that damage earlier, and that damage output's just huge. And of course, Axel, being a long-range character, like many things in Guilty Gear, he has lower HP than normal.
That's true. Gotta watch out taking those hits. Nice Sakura. Gets the hit with the Tatami, and Wukash answers right back with a really clean round.
Yeah, that was a really clean round. Do you know the history on these players and if they've played before or often?
I'm pretty sure they've played. The Guilty Gear community is so vibrant, and they're playing online so much, but I don't know what the record is between each other, to be honest.
Oh, okay. That's completely understandable. But,
bomber drop.
Yeah.
But so Digital Watch is I don't care if I drop, run up, throw. That's Axel, it's so funny. I love it.
Oh, man, and you don't want to be air teching, underneath an Axel player in the air.
Oh, wait a minute. Got the start for Wukash.
Got a lot of meter.
But here comes the run under in the grab. Digital Watches, again, that her offense is so unique, very hard to prepare for. You saw the run up 2K with the momentum moving forward, getting the throw. And now we're going into game number 2. Digital Watches 1 win away to getting the top 8.
Yeah, they were 1-1 last game, and it was pretty close. If Wukash can just get a hit on the ground, it'd be great. But, with that air approach, though, he doesn't have access to really many, if any, Baiken's counters in the air.
That's true. Oh, nice 2S again coming through. Forced the burst up from Wukash. Lost a lot of life already.
Oh, nice. Nice setup and digital watches with that FRC on deck, but unfortunately dropping that combo. But, you know, right now they're playing a bit of neutral, and digital watches takes it with a counter.
All right.
She said, oh, you can counter? I got one of those too.
And just from the start of the round, getting through there. Good back there from Wukash, setting up the meaty. Just trying to keep Axel under pressure, but digital watches not one to shy away from just fighting it out.
Nice tatami, Matt, and of course Axel has that feint, and I don't know about this air approach. It doesn't seem like it's working, but nice tatami on the ground, gets a counter hit. Oh man, look at that force break.
Try to counter again, didn't work.
Oh, nice.
Counter hit. This should be big damage.
Yeah, a lot of capitalization on the counters coming out in this matchup for sure.
Good pressure on still, yep. Projectile counter doesn't work. And now we're just putting the mats down.
Looks like he's going for chip. Has access to force break, but takes a big counter hit.
Okay, counter hit, runs up. There's digital watches for special. Nice block, nice counter on the crossover. And there you go, digital watches with the 2-0 over Wukash. She has made it to top 8, where I believe she'll be facing Alvin Shadow tomorrow. With the pop-up and the jump, don't break your ankles.
Well, to beat someone like Wukash, I'd have a little bit of a mini pop-off myself.
Oh yeah, she's feeling it.
Oh yeah.
Well deserved though. That was really, even with like rounds going against her, she is just so headstrong that it's really hard to put her underfoot. So you see her always like making a read, always trying different options, even during getting hit or in these block strings, and did a good job of mixing it up. So that was just really intensive, really good intensive play from Digital Watches.
Yeah, I really love that read she did because, like, you know, Baiken players can sometimes be a bit notorious for mashing her counter because Baiken, you know, she can counter out a block stun whenever she wants. And then Axel actually has a counter in this game too, so it's like, oh, you're going to counter me? I have something for you. You know, and it's like, you know, there wasn't a lot of damage there, but stuff like that's kind of like mental damage, like you said, like a read. And in a really short set like that, it's going to second guess, like, your approach overall.
Exactly. So it's like you always think you have an answer, but it's, you know, fighting games. Always bringing out something to trump somebody else's thing and just making the matchup just like go in these weird positions where it's like you think you have the answer, but I have the answer to your answers, to your answer, and it just goes off like that through and through.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. And you were talking earlier about Elvin Shadow's training mate. Well, here he is, none other than Chicago's finest, Black Snake. But who is his opponent?
Davo. Davo coming through, one of the few people who entered all 3 Guilty Gears and has been performing really well throughout. Just made top 96 in Strive.
Oh, wow.
And now here trying to make top 8, but up against a hard opponent in Black Snake. Slayer versus Venom.
Yeah, and the thing about this matchup is that Venom can sort of zone Slayer, but like you wouldn't really want to zone his mobility. More importantly is being able to lock down Slayer because he has that like invincible backdash. It is going to help him a lot. Neutral, but versus Ball Oki, you know, Venom can kind of keep him whittled down a little bit.
Yeah. You see, like right there, even if he gets out, he doesn't really get an advantage to take.
Right.
And now Black Snake just doing his best. Sets the ball, nice up back to not get hit by the overhead, and then right there, nice. Coming right down. Round 1 to Black Snake, pretty convincing.
Yeah, it was really convincing, but if Slayer can just land like a single heavy hit on Venom, like boy does he punch out damage in this game. It's kind of crazy. He's basically playing Strive in plus R. Like, he's always done that. Just got to get a really great counter hit and some meter, and it's going to be lights out.
Yeah, even like little hits, it adds up. You got to watch out because once Davo finds that big hit, big bang upper, that should just be the round there. Off the conversion. A lot of guts here on Black Snake though. And not one to shy away from a comeback. Nice impossible dust to the full extension here.
Yeah, he's got the corner too. He's got to be working with it.
Nice check. Oh, the hero burst wants to stay in it by any means necessary. All Davo needs is a single trade, a single hit, and there's the force break into the it's late.
Very, very nice. Yeah, I mean, Slayer definitely like I said, Venom has that ball Oki to kind of help versus Slayer's invincibility, but like in a scramble situation, Slayer's generally going to come on top because he just has so many in-ball options.
That screw is really scary, but here comes that pressure from Blacksnake. Getting the big hits, going to get some knockdowns, set up the ball. Davo forced to block situation. Almost gets out, but the 6 feet from Venom, really good check.
Yeah, it's great that Slayer returned to neutral. Venom can definitely keep you locked down in the corner, do a ton of chip damage, as you can clearly see, and hopefully he can keep Davo here.
Sorry, headphone users, Venom doesn't care about your audio experience. Gonna deal with all that. Oh Lord, here we go. Nice chase down from Blacksnake. Little extension, just needs a throw, a hit, any kind of love tap. And there's the finger aim EX. Beautifully done to take the game. Blacksnake looking sharp.
Yeah, and you were talking about headphone users and just audio, and that's something about Plus R. Just the sound effects are crazy. I remember like just driving home from tournaments, just like hearing like sound effects just like all over the place. The sound design for this game is just like absolutely fantastic.
It's so unique to the game, and it's so much fun listening to all these cool sounds that they put together. Not just the music, but again, like you said, the sound effects for sure.
Oh man, Slayer's got that little mini bison slide to start out. Oh, what a clash! And Venom definitely seems like he's been winning these kind of trades at the beginning a little bit, and I mean Davo's got to get out of the corner, but I mean Venom's doing a good job now, kind of jumping, anti-airing, like not necessarily keeping him completely contained, but at least making it very hard for him to get out.
Yeah. Exactly. It's always tough. There's so much stuff that Venom can put out there. And, you know, Slayer not having a really weird mobility, having a weird like way of navigating. Really is forced to take a lot of this. Even there, trying to bust out with the power bunker. Oh no, the burst at the last second. Davo getting punished, and now is going to start this round. No resources whatsoever. Blacksnake is looking to take this pretty handily. Nice conversion too.
Yeah, with no burst, it's not looking good. But if anyone can make a comeback, it's definitely Slayer, and that 6H counter hits a good start.
Oh, unfortunate 2D doesn't work out. Blacksnake getting a hit, putting the Oki in, no, denied. Wait, making Davo waste the feeder.
Oh, there's another clash. Blacksnake has kind of got his back against the wall, but unfortunately Davo wasn't able to get the hard knockdown, and now Blacksnake's just making his escape almost borderline impossible.
Last chance for Davo, has to be careful here, but Blacksnake really sneaky here. Any little hit for Chip, counter hit, wait a minute, there's a chance. But there's a burst from Blacksnake, and the jump P, that does it. Blacksnake 2-0, makes it the top 8 here at Frosty Faustings.
Oh man. Yeah, it's great that Blacksnake and both Alvin Shadow are back in top 8 again on their home circuit. That's got to be a good feeling. You know, it's crazy that they've been competing all these years and that, you know, Alvin can run an event like this.
I know. That's where Frosty Faustings is birthed from. Because Alvin Shadow was staying in Japan for so long, he would just come back to the U.S. and say, I'm hosting a tournament for Guilty Gear, come on down, try to beat me up. See if you can do it. I'm going to host a tournament, I'm going to take your money for entrance, and then you better, if you can't stop me, I'm just going to take that money and go back to Japan.
Yeah.
And for years, has won so many Frosty Faustings. Has done such a good job of it and continuing that trend.
Yeah, I remember when he came all the way down to KIT Tennessee and he won the first XIV major. And he, like you said, he stayed in Japan, and that game released like, you know, in Japan before it was over here. Yeah. So he had a bit of an edge on people for like a really long time, and it just seemed like he was just like galaxies ahead, but eventually, you know, other players caught up. And that's another thing about Strive coming out too, is it's one of the Guilty Gear games where basically everyone got their hands on it at the same time.
No, it's very true. I mean, Alvin Shadow definitely did try a little Strive. Maybe not his most proficient Guilty Gear, but, you know, plays the game, has the character he loves, and does his thing. But, you know, we've got other great players showing up soon. So that was our third. We have one more match for the top 8 qualifier winner side. So it looks like we're getting set up soon for that. It's going to be Quash versus Tom Nook.
Oh man, I love that name so much. Tom Nook actually beat Festament in the pools, which is pretty nuts. Like, it's like, you know, Festament was like pretty much a contender for top 8 material, but that just goes to show the average level of play has just skyrocketed. And you were talking about, like, you know, Alvin going to Japan earlier, and Japan's been really, you know, famous for being great Guilty Gear, but now with rollback netcode, it seems like everybody's getting closer and closer to an even playing field.
Yeah, you always love to see that. You love to see the gap getting closed, and just when things are more competitive, it's more fun. So this match is going to be a good one. It's going to be Johnny versus Chip.
Oh, man.
So Quash, a seasoned Guilty Gear veteran.
Right.
You know, one that's played so much in the United States, but also in Japan. So has training across the globe, and you know, just no short of experience. I want to see what Tom Nook brings to the table here. Beating Fiestaman is no small feat, but to keep that momentum after that big win in pools up against a player like Quash, I'm going to be interested to see that because, you know, Chip, the mobile character, super fast, low life, but can be smothering. Johnny, big damage, great Oki, just really interesting character that's really technical, but a spectacle to watch, a fan favorite. But I feel like, how can Quash keep Tom Nook in check? How can he catch Chip and keep him locked down to force these situations and get the damage? I'm excited to see that here in this match as we find our final top 8 winners qualifier.
Yeah, and one of the things that Johnny has to keep Chip in check is that plus R, and he has an up coin. Like, you know, Johnny's an XIV and I've been in history of other couple Guilty Gears, but this is the only one where he's got the up coin, and that really helps Avoki, and it kind of, like, you know, covers that vertical trajectory.
All right, so again, you see just Tom Nook just doing what Chip does best. Nice check with 5P on the teleport. It's so hard to keep Chip locked down. Nice running conversion. He's going to get the Oki, but nice block from Quash.
Yeah, and blocking those teleport mix-ups is not hard. Quash already shows that, you know, he's a veteran player, and he has, like, very good defense. Like, blocking that stuff is very hard. Good reset from Tom Nook, keeping him in check. But the thing is with Johnny, though, is, like, you have to block, like, a lot because he doesn't have that reversal.
Yeah. He got super, but it's not really reliable. But the damage is, though, big damage here, trying to bring it back. But Tom Nook just needs to throw any little thing to make it count and get the first round.
Oh, what a sick air throw. And he's going to get that OTG hit with the force break, and that's going to finish it off.
All right, nice from Tom Nook. All is quiet here on the China rooftops, listening to Robokai's amazing theme.
I know, right? Like, what a soundtrack. You know, you have Guilty Gear, and then you have Robokai theme. I actually fought a friend at a local once, and this was always their song, and it threw me off, and sometimes it worked.
Okay, nice burst there from Tom Nook, trying to take some time back in the round, but Quash finds a big hit, but can't get the full conversion. There's that up coin you talked about.
Yeah, Quash is doing, like, it's pretty much just putting the icing on the cake, yep. And we're pretty much going to go to the next round. Chip may or may not get that burst, so what do you say on that? He does have the guts, but, like, man, he could die in one hit.
It's true, you got to be extra careful. Blocks the heavy slash. Tom Nook trying to find an avenue, making it through with the 2D into the coin. It's going to be some big damage into the pocket side. Unblockable misfinders on deck.
Yeah, he just can't eat a misfinder. He'll just die immediately, knowing that he whittles his way out. And now Quash is on the defense.
Nice pressure here with the teleport. Double teleport, gets the counter hit jump D into the knockdown leaf grab. Catches the backdash. One more mix can do it. Gotta be careful. Quash with the burst, but can't be predictable with it.
Yeah, both bursts on deck. One's gonna pop any second now.
Ooh, beautiful defense. There's the burst out. But Quash not out of it.
Johnny can just get that hit. He's reaching. He's striving for it. Oh, man, and he misses. It looks like Tom Nook's going to take it. That's strike one.
Yeah, Tom Nook on the board. You saw like this air super, and Tom Nook just waiting on the wall. Found Chip, one of the few characters that can move that fast to get a punish. That was really nice. Tom Nook one game away from making top 8.
Yeah, Tom Nook is saying, Johnny, I'm the one that has the bells in this office here. It looks like he blocked that gold burst. He's running that Oki. He's running that house.
Like, you're giving coins to Tom Nook, you're only making him more powerful. He wants your money.
Yeah, haven't you played the games? He's an absolute landlord tycoon. Quash is definitely going to have to counter hit him and show him what for.
Oh, not even that. So much life lost so fast.
Yeah,
and
it was.
Beautiful off the wall, jump heavy DP. And now Tom Nook one round away, gets the throw into the pressure with the jump 2K. Can Quash get out? Not looking good right now.
Yeah, and it sounds like the crowd is going nuts. It seems like a lot of people have Tom Nook's back. They definitely want to see this big upset, and right now, Quash has him in the corner, but Chip's the slippery one.
He gets a big hit. The burst on the Jacktown, forcing Quash to use meter. Oh, and the air throw from Quash. Here we go, party time.
Yeah, very sick air throw there. This is going to be huge damage. I don't know what kind of Oki is going to get it from this. Unfortunately, Chip goes full screen.
Yeah, went for the damage instead. Nice dash under. One more hit. At the end, Senga catching the back dash. Okay, Quash still in the game.
Oh, man, what a relief. He's finally on the board. Can he carry that momentum to this next match? And Tom Nook, starting with the back dash, has that Oki with gold burst. And Tom Nook has no burst this round right now either.
That's true, so it's as honest as you can get in this match. Nice block on the jump heavy, but we're keeping the party going. Alpha Blade goes low, counter hit.
Oh man, that was a nasty FRC. How do you block mix-ups like these? Is he gonna go low? Is he gonna get it high? Right now, Quash is just getting cracked open over and over.
And one more mix, Johnny uppercut, but then the 2D, this is gonna do it. Not quite, misses it. Quash, a little bit of life left.
Oh man, we have an absolute scramble fest. Who's gonna get the hit? Johnny just needs one hit, and that life value could be insane.
And then the final jump heavy. Tom Nook makes it to top 8 over Quash.
Wow.
Beating Fiestamint, beating Quash. Huge wins back-to-back for Tom Nook. Outstanding play with just an incredible chip awareness. Super fun stuff from them.
Yeah, this is definitely a name you want to put in the book. Are you writing that down?
I am literally putting that in the book.
Oh, I need to know who this player is. He's on his way to success. I mean, with plays like that, he might be having Elvin Shadow and Black Snake, tomorrow. Like, they need to be careful out there, this guy.
Because, just think about it. I've commentated my fair share of Plus Art, offline and online. Tom Nook is not a person that maybe I really know. I mean, there is one chip that I can think of that goes by names like that. I'm just trying to think. I don't want to be wrong.
You don't want to misquote.
I feel like Joe Biden,
is
a chip that goes by whatever name.
That's true. That's true. And I'll tell you, I saw Joe Biden in Festimit's pool earlier, and then he wasn't there.
Well, whatever the case, Tom Nook took the torch for our president, Joe Biden. So now we have a new chip lord coming through here, and we have new amazing people who we can thank for making Frosty Faustings happen, like Gaming Generations, the awesome team that you can.
All right, and welcome back, Frosty Faustings 2022. I'm Scrub Lord Zega, and with me is
I'm Raph. We've been going through so many good matches. We have our top 8 winners solidified. Elvin Shadow, Digital Watches, Black Snake, and Tom Nook. Those 4 have reached the top of the pack and will battle it out in the winner's side. And now we're going to find out who will qualify for top 8 losers. We have 4 matches on deck featuring the losers of the previous matches. So coming soon, you're going to see the last chance for either of these players. Coming out of NorCal, Pat the Flip, the guy that runs Rev Tuesdays, has been pushing XIV so hard and is the one-stop shop for your XIV, but is no slouch in Plus R, going up against Hirsch, who we saw play Alvin Shadow earlier. Chip versus Venom is going to be the match we're going to see.
Yep, and I'm great. I'm really happy to see Pat the Flip playing Plus R. I've actually been watching his Xrd streams at home. I put a lot of time in the Xrd, and there's just so many Guilty Gears that I've been surprised. I was like, man, I haven't played Xrd in a while, and then I came to Frosty, and there's tons of setups for Xrd. Every Guilty Gear. I know it's a Guilty Gear major, but the support every game has is nuts, and Pat the Flip's definitely been putting his back out for Xrd.
For sure, representing Guilty Gear every which way, but so has Hirsch. So it's going to be a West Coast duel, Venom versus Chip. Venom's going to have a hard time setting up, but ready to call on the teleport. Can Hirsch keep Pat from invading the space? We'll find out here. There's the burst out from Pat. Hirsch already striking.
Yeah, and looks like it's been an absolute scramble so far. The health values are about even, but that could end very quickly if Venom gets a single touch. But man, Pat the Flip having great defense here.
Yeah, you got to. Can't be taking any stray hits with Chip. It adds up. There we see some meter being used. Nice teleport again. And there, Pat just nickel and dimes, finding little things here and there. Hurst just can't get anything solid.
Yeah, Hurst doesn't even have that meter really to alpha counter. It's like the closest thing Venom has to a reversal. He's just gonna have to hold this and block for his life.
It takes a chance, Stinger aim. Pat just needs any kind of little hit until he can OTG to finish it. Pressure is building.
Hurst has that burst available. He could throw out a wild gold burst if this first round is that important to him. Sometimes sending a message is important, but he chooses to hold on to it.
Yeah, he keeps the message to himself. He'll pop off what he needs to, but already 2D start from Pat. Gonna set up some nice pressure here, trying to put Hurst in the corner.
Yeah, that's definitely confidence in a tournament player, you know, holding on that burst. He knows he has another round. He knows he has resources, you know. They're going to be playing a set, so let's see what he's capable of. It seems like he's getting a little bit better feel of, you know, slowing Pat down with his balls.
Oh, man. Well, don't have enough balls to take Pat down right now as Pat's starting to go on the aggression. Nice block on the cross-up with the RC into the quick hit. Forces Hurst to throw out the burst.
Oh man, and Pat showing Tom Nook that he's not the only chip that's in business. Right now, he's wanting there to be two. Hirsch is on the defense. He has 50 meter. He chooses to spend it, but man, he might have needed that for damage.
Wait a second here. Is Pat gonna hold on to that burst? Oh, nice block on it. Has opportunity here as Hurst gets the chip with the Stinger aim, tying up the rounds. And now we're going to the final one to see who gets the momentum and takes the first game.
All right, let's see what the round start options are. Looks like Venom's up ahead. He got a soft knockdown, but you know, it's hard to just keep Chip pinned down in any area whatsoever.
But Hurst is defending on a lot of the pressure though, so at least avoiding so much. Nice anti-air with the 6P. Forces the burst out of Pat, who's down half life.
Yeah, I haven't seen Hurst playing too much of an air game with Venom. He's been using those great ground buttons, the counter poke Chip, and counter poke Chip on the ground, you say. That's pretty crazy because Chip has some great normals himself, but that pull stick, it goes far.
Right, nice smash out. Yabari is strong with 2 Ps. But now, Pat back in the corner. Jumps out, gets a hit. Leaf grab denied though.
Yep, and he's keeping him at bay, but now Chip has him in a reset. He's going to have to block. He has burst, but right now he doesn't even have to use it.
There it is. Had the wrist grip glowing, wanted to get out. Nice grab. Pat just needs one more hit, and there it is with the quick 3-piece. Game 1, Pat the Flip.
Oh man, are we really gonna have 2 chips in Guilty Gear plus R? Wait, but I guess it would be 2 Venoms either way, because we have Black Snake who made it out.
Yeah, so what would you rather see? 2 Venoms or 2 chips? You got 2 ninjas coming through. Pat with an early start. Had to use the burst, but now having Hurst in the corner.
I mean, I absolutely love these characters. I wouldn't mind seeing 2 of either one of these as long as we can maybe keep some justices out. Well, you know, there's always room for one.
That's true. All right, Stinger doesn't work any effect, making Hurst having to use some of his meter, but nice anti-air. We couldn't get a full conversion off of it.
Yeah, Pat the Flip, trying to evade, teleports back in, feeling the pressure even though he's full screen. He is kind of navigating Venom's pokes, his range is on the ground, but you know, Hurst is on top of it. He's just putting normals where Chip wants to be.
Yeah, good patience. Hurst just knowing that teleport's going to get blown up by the Glow Slash. And Venom with a teleport of his own.
Very nice. Yeah, Hurst is up around, but he needs to be up a game. Wow, Pat the Flip just going deep and into the range of that and throwing out 4-punch, you know, the counter hit those mids. Because that's something about, like, this game, is that if you throw out 4 punches, a lot of times they blow up mids.
That's true, okay. Pat with some momentum here. No air throw both players. With the whip punish, it's a conversion. Nothing big, but at least you get Pat to block.
Yep, and right now he's cornered, but he's sitting on the burst. Sick blocks, chooses to alpha counter out. Now Hurst is holding the heat.
Good 6P, counter hit, jump heavy though. Can't get really much off it to Hurst, but now, ooh, wait a minute. OTGs is going to be enough from Pat, not quite, but any one hit can do it here. 6 heavy, catches, cross up. There's going to be the burst from Pat, has to do it to get out.
Oh man, any second now, someone's gonna take it. Oh, and it looks like Pat the flip barely etches that one out, but Hirsch has burst on deck.
But Hirsch has to win this round and go to the game 3. Pat now on the offense. Smells blood, wants to finish the job right now.
Yeah, and he got that counter hit stagger, having them, mash that stick to get out of stagger mechanic exclusive to Plus R and a lot of other older games.
Okay, nice check from Hirsch. But Pat going in there, already with the life lead, nice conversion.
Yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't able to get a hard knockdown, realizing that he got an air reset, and it took Hirsch's burst.
Yeah, Pat looking groovy here. I like just moving around, staying at a high range, where none of Hirsch's hits are going to be really anything significant.
He's got a lot of meter on deck, too, and there's the air throw. This might take it. Look at the jabs. It's not enough.
Anything Pat does here can do it. And gets the kill off of the dead angle with the wall bounce. Just enough Pat to flip. Makes top 8 in the loser's side, and we have our second chip. And big sigh of relief from Pat. Great stuff to them, advancing through, and they're good until tomorrow.
Holy snap. I don't think I've really ever seen an alpha counter kill like, what? That's kind of nuts. Like, it's crazy that this game has been out for this long, and you see new stuff every day. I mean, really, I've been playing this game forever, and I don't know if I've ever seen a match won from an alpha counter stray hit.
Well, like the dead angle itself won't do the kill. You can't. But like the little hits afterwards, especially if there's like no tech, it is supposed to be like what does enough. So you kind of saw a situation kind of happen, and it's unfortunate, but really good awareness from Pat to have that ready on deck and make it count. Even if you tech out, you get hit by a stray normal, it's what it is, right? But I mean, that was a great run from Pat. Looking at his bracket and losers, he beat Mr. K and then Heartwad to get to that point where he beat Hirsch, with this nice 2-0. So just Pat awakened in the losers bracket and made it count.
I wonder if he has to fight Mr. K again in the XIV bracket. Mr. K is no slouch in that game. Would you happen to know who he plays in Plus R?
I mean, I know he plays chip, but I don't know who he's playing against.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
But he's definitely a chip player through and through. So our next match here is going to be Quash versus Lem. Lem, a very, very good good player in his own right. Had to go through amazing players, beating Cole and beating Kizzy K to get here with that clip. The one clip representative here. Trying to see, we're going to see an excellent match between him and Quash. I wonder, Johnny versus Cliff. I've never really seen this matchup, so I'm curious to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I saw Kizzy K earlier in pools, and it did look like he was wrapping the cord around his stick. I didn't know that he was able to defeat a great player like him, though. That's pretty crazy. Man, that must mean that this guy's incredibly solid to defeat somebody like that.
Yeah, never doubt out. These Cliff players are sneaky jerks. They're here to get this one-hit touch kill, get these instant stun combos, and make you pray for your life. All right, there's a coin. Nice block there from Quash. But now you're in a situation where any little hit here from Cliff could be massive damage.
Yeah, I can't quite say I've ever seen this matchup really either. There aren't too many Cliffs. Both of these guys have really long-range swords. And then, I don't know, though. I think Cliff's might go a little bit further than Johnny's. It's kind of like 3 times the size of his entire body.
It's true. Oh, finds the dunk. That should be enough. No, not quite. But there's so many chip opportunities here for Lem, who's just flying through but finds a 2D instead. Nice hit. And Lem striking that first round.
Yeah, Lem's going to take it. Cliff saying, my sword is bigger. And Johnny kind of looks like he really is outranged with the normals. He does have that coin, though, and some pretty nasty Oki. Oh, but there's one thing that Cliff doesn't have that Johnny does, and that's the unblockable.
Trades with 2D, though. That was really big. Getting that dust. And then the air grab. He's not going to go for any kind of Oki here. Try to escape with the flip over. And there's the challenges from Lem, but going to go down.
Oh, man. And Cliff got chopped up really, really good there. If you saw at the very end of the round, he was glowing red because he was close to Dizzy. Cliff has this really weird thing where he has these, Dizzy modifiers. He has to be careful about how to use his special moves in that sense.
Yeah, very easy carry to Dizzy. Not a lot of life either. So very, a bunch of a glass cannon, honestly. There's the pocket side. I'm blocking the misfire. We're going to loop it up.
Oh man, you can't really burst the Mistminer. It's so far away. Johnny has so much meter, and there's that stun I was talking about.
Hey, Divine Blade to finish it. Nice little hit. Quash taking the first game. But yeah, like I said, such a low stun modifier, such low life. It's so hard to take damage with as much as Johnny dishes out. You're gonna see that stun go like that.
Yeah, and let's see what the round opener is. Both players deciding the backdash. That's pretty interesting. It seems like they want to maybe possibly slow it down just a little bit, get a little bit of a feel for each other, because this thing is explosive.
Oh, big hit. Nice start. The burst there to stop the momentum. You don't want Cliff getting these knockdowns.
And Quash blocking that pseudo reversal that's very exclusive to Cliff, has some very strange properties on it, and as we can see, he's using it there, and now he has his turn back.
Oh, be careful. Quash finds the hit. He's getting big damage off the force break jackhounds. Cross up, nice block from Lem, but he's going to die either way, getting tagged.
Wow.
Quash 1 round away from making it top 8 user side.
Yeah, Quash really seemed like he was finding his footing there. I don't know if Lim can adapt. I mean, Lim really does seem like he's starting out really strong, but Quash's like setups, his loop Oki, like the situational awareness of where his combos ends just seems fantastic.
So far, so good. This is the best round Lem's had in a while. Forces the burst out from Quash. Hey, nice 2D, gets the hit. Hey, what's my name?
Wow, what a call out. The super in reaction to the jump, the dust overhead. Oh man, and this is huge damage. Lim's got to be careful about using that burst. He misused it last time.
Okay, big whiff on that. That time Lem avoids the super, but now gets a hit. With the OTG, is it going to be enough? There it is. And now Lem on the board.
Yeah, that was a fantastic for Lim, and the great thing is that he still has his burst. Johnny probably going to get his by the end of the round. And Quash deciding to take the offense, didn't like how that round go, decides, you know what, I'm going to get in there. I have momentum, I'm up a game. You know, I just need one more round. I'm going to try to take you out. I'm going to try and finish it now before you can adapt.
Okay, Quash, big counter hit, no confirm, but gets another hit. There's the burst out. Oh my god, big stab, big pressure, and then Johnny uppercut comes through.
Yeah, look at the meter. The meter's huge. Johnny has that reversal super, and there's a stun. Oh no, it doesn't look like Lim gets the play.
Too many stray hits, getting tagged too much, and there's the shrug, like, yeah, that's the life you play when you're playing Cliff Anderson. So Quash, good stuff. Johnny making top 8 there, has a chance for redemption through the loser's bracket, and has the time to think about what to do next, as they're going to be playing tomorrow later on.
Yeah, and he's going to have to think long and hard. The competition has just been absolutely fierce. We've seen Alvin Shadow, Black Snake, Tom Nook, so many great players like qualifying, and it's crazy to think that like out of 200 people, like there can only be 8. Because like you said, Kizzy K lost before. Like it's just, the competition is just, is fierce. I can barely comprehend it. And 2022 no less. I cannot emphasize that enough, how like Plus R is huge right now.
And a lot of these are players who've been playing for over a decade. Like they've been playing Guilty Gear for that long. Guilty Gear XX Action Core and Plus R. They've just been sticking to it, and they've been shining. Even now, no one wants to stop. I understand. I've been commentating these matches for the longest time, not as long as they've been playing, but it's just so awesome to see these same players play at the level consistently so well, even after all this time.
Speaking of players that have been playing for over a decade, I know Skeletal Minion has, because he's one of the first players I met, originally from Alabama. He's like pretty much the ABA. He's been playing forever. He won Plus R EVO 1 year, believe it or not. And here he is in the losers qualifiers. Like, man, like I don't know if he's like happy, ecstatic, or just nervous like crazy. Like, you know he wants this. You know he wants it bad. But man, he's got to get through Dave O to get there.
It's going to be a rough one. We'll see how that goes. I mean, when I was looking at it and seeing that Skeleton Minion lost to Swedex Jam in pools, lost the Abba mirror at that point. So, you know, never to happen to lose to your own character. But, you know, there's a lot of pride on there. Skeleton Minion has that of like, I know the level I play at. I know how strong I am at Plus R. That is Skeleton Minion's game. That's the game they coach. That's the game they stream. That's the game they thrive on. But Davo, not going to make it easy. Davo just the chillest dude. Always happy just to chill and talk some good stuff. But is an exceptional player on their own, and it's going to be fun to see. Abba versus Slayer is going to be one hell of a fight.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about competition is that, you know, these players are so dedicated. That's one thing that's so great about Frosty, like as a Guilty Gear Major, plus R just as a game. There's so much history, there's so much lore. You don't want to send out anybody home, but like, you know, everybody's here to win, and everybody's here to do their best. And at the end of the day, there can really only be one. And right now, it looks like Davo got, well, it looks like he was winning a scramble there for a second, but choose the burst because Wes's situational awareness is just absolutely insane. Like, ABA is very weak before she transforms the key, so there's just been so many weird scrambles and experience that he has to turn the tables on that.
Okay. Wake up combo gets thrown, nice combo. Yeah, gotta, you know, Davo's gonna fight for these knockdowns, gonna fight to keep making sure that Skeletal Minion has to use a blood pack to get out.
Yeah, but the thing about that blood pack is that if he has 50 meter, he goes in the Maroha, he has access to more damage, more power, a safe or plus DP. Like, ABA is an absolute monster.
But the problem is there's no blood pack. Davo has to rely, or Skeletal has to rely on a key grab just to maybe end it. Only needs one more hit with chip damage.
Yeah, but he's
Davo
a very weak character right now.
Gets a hit. Big bang upper, that's gonna do it. Davo with no life. Magic Pixel takes the first round against Skeleton Minion.
Oh man, 6H counter hit. That was great, but because it was a trade, he didn't have enough time to transform. Oh man, there's that DP Donzai, the classic. Oh man, Skeletal really has to get started because if he runs out of that red meter at the bottom of the screen and Davo is ready, he could farm an insta-kill right then and there.
That's right. Oh, avoids it. Respected the Donzai. There's the unblockable. You can just jump back to avoid it. First, Donzai immediately to get out. And there's gonna have to see a way of popping the blood pack or getting the key grab to get that life back.
Oh my lord, he might not even need it. Davo might die. Look at the damage, it's so crazy. Davo living on an absolute pixel, getting a pickup. Here's the air combo. Can he finish it for this Oki?
Oh, wait a minute. Crosswise heal. Getting extra damage. We might see a dead angle. I don't know what we're going to see here from Skeletal. The throw! OTG can't do it, but the close blast!
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. What a comeback again!
We thought we were going to see the OTG, but he just close slashes it out. Wes looks like he's, you know, signed, but it's not over yet. He can definitely do it. He's just got to get in that Maroha and keep that damage. I can't believe Slayer lived with that pixel last game.
Twice. Pixels twice. And that's my bad. Slayer's throw, you can't OTG. You get pressure after, there's no like OTG point on that.
Wow, that's some specific information that I didn't even know about. Wes getting a counter hit here. Davo has to burst. You know he wants that 50 meter. And the thing about going in the Maroha is that super's plus.
Big knockdown. Goku Maroha, wake up. There it is. Davo scouted it out. Got out of the way, but got hit by Donzai.
Yeah, Davo, knowing that that wake-up super was mad plus, choosing the backdash out of the way. It doesn't matter, though. He's on defense right now. All he needs is a single poke, but you don't want to poke ABA. She's an absolute madman. Look at those buttons.
Dude, he does it. Stop Skeletal Minion's onslaught. Davo 1 round away from eliminating Skeletal Minion before top 8.
All right, come on. You can do it, Wes. Just get it together. Here comes the combo. All right. Very nice start. He's getting close to that 50 meter, but, you know, gets knocked down. He knows that he's quite not there yet. Now he's on the defense. There's the Maroha.
The punish! Oh my God, ready for the Goku Maroha. Being too predictable doesn't work out, but finds a hit.
Yeah, the punish wasn't quite enough. Here he has the instant air dash pressure. Look at the guard gauge. The burst is on the block. He might need to use it.
Doesn't even want to spend it yet. It happens. Abba rounds are going to happen. Skeletal Minion staying alive.
Yeah, both players fully stocked with bursts. Nice 6H. It's just what he needs. But this is just what Davo needs with a gold meter. 100 on deck. Skeletal Minion doesn't want to get hit here. He might just die.
Nice. Jumps into a dead angle. Oh, there's knockdown. Had to burst just to stay from getting punished for transforming and keep it all alive using the blood pack.
Yep, he definitely wants to transform, but Davo has him on the ropes right now. He's going to have to rely on his defense.
Nice punish on the backdash. Life totals are getting even. Nice overhead. Conversion. With the FRC. He's going to go for another meaty 6P. Overhead.
Yeah, that was an absolutely sick FRC 6P. Looks like Davo's cutting off Skeletal Minion's escape.
And this could be it. One more hit does it. The trade! Davo eliminates Skeletal Minion at 9th place.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Davo continuing on until tomorrow with the Slayer, taking down one of the favorites to make it so far. Skeletal is out at 9th.
Yeah, that's, Wes, he's been playing for a long time. He's no stranger to defeat. I'm sure he'll get right back on that horse and play Plus R. Even when XIV came out, even when Strive came out, he's always been playing Plus R. Like, basically, he loves that game. Everyone here loves that game, though. Loves the game, though. I mean, obviously, Davo loves the game. He was able to defeat Skeletal Minion. And, like, what clutch comebacks he made. Like, it was so nuts.
It didn't matter that Pixel was always there. There was some life on Davo. He could find a way, and he showed you how. Never give up. You can make it. You can do it. You can make top 8 by the skin of your teeth. You just have to be clutch.
Yeah. And looks like we do have another ABA trying to get out in the top 8, so it's not too late for all you key Kingdom Hearts users at home. You still have a chance. You still have the Bay. Maybe Swedex Jam can do it for y'all at home, but man, if he was to do that, that'd be taking out who?
Well, we'll see. It's going to be taking out Wukash. This is our final top 8 qualifier. Wukash versus Swedex Jam. Abba versus, well, we'll see.
We'll see, yeah.
We'll see.
A mystery pick.
Baiken instead. Abba known to have relentless pressure, but Baiken known to shut that down. Guard cancels for days, ways to escape for days. It's going to see how well Swedex Jam can tighten his pressure and make these callouts to avoid getting countered by Baiken. A lot on the line here. I know Wukash didn't like the way they lost in the winner's side, but Swedex Jam, the person who beat Skeletal Minion in pools, has been on a tear. Let's see if they can finish the job.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy, though. Like you said, Baiken has those counters. Not only does she have access to the counters, though, I imagine that, navigating Tatami map probably isn't super easy for, without the transformation Abba.
Exactly. You're seeing Wukash did such a good job of controlling it from the start. Wow, an air tech of all things. You can't even get a blood pack. You saw, come back here. Where do you think you're going? Nice anti-air with the air counter.
Yeah, you were talking about those counters, and Wukash already representing that very early on the set. How do you think Swedex Jam's going to get his offense rolling versus someone like Baiken?
It's so hard. It's going to have to be a blood pack. You're not really going to get a nice hit early on. Oh, good conversion with the knockdown to Tommy Matt on the other side. And then the dust from Max Rage.
Yeah, Wukash is not giving him that opportunity. All you Baiken users at home, show your hands. She might not get parry out of block stun and strive, but boy, I'm sure she's solid in that kick too.
Oh man, this is a clinic with the tatami mat.
Man.
Wukash came prepared for the match. One away. Not even let Swedex Jam play. There was not a single transformation.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. Couldn't even
nuts.
get that going. And that is rare to see. How well Swedex Jam's been playing all weekend. Seeing him shut down like this is astounding.
Yeah, I mean, what time is it? Top 8 might be over pretty quickly if he keeps playing like that. I mean, looks like Swedex Jam finally gets the transformation, but what can he do with it since Baiken has all those counters, all those ranged projectiles?
And there you see even Donzai getting punished. Nice air grab, party star, but doesn't matter. As soon as you try to jump heavy, get caught. As soon as you try to swing, get caught.
Yeah, and Wukash jumping in with that tatami mat, mad plus. Swedex Jam has to hold that, has to hold everything, and he's getting shipped out with the force break. This is not looking too good.
Even had the meter to FD it, but maybe was waiting for a Goku Muroha. Doesn't even matter. And now Swedex Jam on the last legs.
Yeah, Swedex Jam doesn't want to go out like this. At least wants to get on the board, gets an early transformation, but getting counter hit time and time again with those Baiken counters.
Yeah, can't get anything going to Tommy there. Big jumping counter hit. Forced to burst up with the knockdown. Instead, it's going to mess up the Muroha mode.
Yeah, it looks like he does have meter to go into install, but what would it even do him? He's just having an impossible time getting started. But he finally gets a hit, and here it comes. Look at the damage.
Oh no, the drop. That's going to be scary because you're going to lose so much life being in Maroha mode. Air counter again. This might be the end with the throw. That should just be enough. Wukash, a clinic on Swedex Jam, shutting down that, and there's no Abbas in top 8. Baiken is now there rounding out the squad. Wukash, after losing really handily in the winner's side, turns that back around with a statement, showing up and showing out. That was incredible play from them. And Swedex Jam, unfortunately, out at 9th place.
Yeah, and that's gonna pretty much do it for top 8. I mean, it looks like we have it's gonna be tomorrow, and man, I can't wait to watch that. Like, it's gonna be nuts.
Oh no, for sure. Look who's on the top 8, right? In winner's side, Alvin Shadow, Black Snake, Brothers in Arms, repping the mid best and gonna be competing there. You have Digital Watches, the Axel Supreme, she reigns from Pacific Northwest, and then you have everyone's favorite raccoon, Tom Nook, with their chip. So we got Faust, Venom, Axel, chip. Winner's side, loser's side, more chip and Pat the Flip. Wukash with the Baiken / Anji, and then Davo, Slayer, Quash, Johnny. The variety is outstanding, even with some repeat characters. It is going to be a blast.
Yeah, no DLC here, no Justices, no Cliffs, just good old vanilla characters. And the people that have been representing them, they've been, like most of the people here, they have been playing for a long time. Tom Nook seems a bit of an outliner, though. You know, he could be like an online warrior. You could be, too. Like, I mean, you know, you have the Plus R Discord. There might be like a local community near you. There's just so many resources to get into this game. I'm so hyped. Like, I'm like, you know, emotional just like seeing like, you know, this wonderful level play, seeing a game that I love just like come alive like it's never had before. I just can't believe that like there's this much support for the game. When Strive dropped, I thought Plus R was going to slow down, but it's only picked back up.
More, and now we're not slowing down at all, though. Not over yet. And with that, day 1 on FunkyP is over. The stream action is going to be in. There's other streams going on, more action. You can tune in for Frosty Faustings. Make sure tomorrow at 2 p.m. you tune in for the top 8 of Guilty Gear Accent Core Plus R. You've seen all these amazing players, and you want to see how it ends. So make sure you set your clock 2 p.m. to see how that goes. But for now, that's going to be the end of it for us. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Anything you want to say before we log off?
I just want to give this was one of my first times commentating. I hope y'all enjoyed it. My Twitter handle's @ZegaNiamaki. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my local scene, you know, Huntsville, Alabama, and Birmingham, Alabama. You know, that's where I originally met Skeletal Minion, who you just saw. There's other players like Raekwon, y'all might have heard of him. But they've fostered me into like a much better player. I'm just happy to be a part of Plus R still to this day, and I really appreciate them.
I'm glad you had a lot of fun. We saw some great matches. I hope you enjoyed the experience and you enjoy the rest of the tournament, like all of you should. Because if you don't, I'll throw the book at you. Anyway, have a good night. Take care of yourselves, and look forward to day 2 of Frosty Faustings for more amazing fighting game action. Be well and keep on rocking.
Be safe.